So, hey Leo, my name is Chris, and this is your beautiful 2026 spring reading, right? So, winter's over, the last 9-year cycle is completely over, it's finished, it's completed. And the 10th year this is kind of the 10th year of a 9 or 10 year cycle, right? So, the 10th year kind of doubles as the first year of the new cycle and the last year of the old cycle, but the old cycle is definitively over. And you're planting your seeds. You have planted your seeds, and there's your new beginning. There's the Fool card. There is cooperation, new people working together on eye level. No hierarchy. These are people working together on the same level. And you're just going, jolly good fellow. The Page of Wands and the Fool card. Beautiful, nice, new beginning. There's the Strength card. Not taking the bait of any narcissistic people. Not being triggered, not reacting. Not being reactive, I should say. Focused on your goal where you want to go and manifesting it with the Queen of Wands. Very beautiful energy, a lot of Wands energy already. But there's also the Knight of Cups we've seen. Then we got the Four of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles. That's a nice energy, and the Hierophant. And you're showing up as the Magician. Your ships are coming in, Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck, and you're standing on this hilltop almost, right? And underneath that, right, there's a backstory to, oh my god, there's a backstory to this. So this is the old cycle. A few things got broken, but you finished the old cycle successfully, right? And now you're standing on that hilltop and you're waiting for your ships to come in and to pick one of these ships and go for it, right? Start a new cycle, and you already in this beautiful energy. The Fool card, the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is kind of the jolly good fellow, just like the, that's the Page of Wands, jolly good fellow energy with the Fool card. And meeting good people, cooperation, building something bigger than what you could do on your own. They're building a cathedral here, right? That's a very beautiful energy. You couldn't build a cathedral on your own. So you need people for that. And you're going to meet these people. And you showing up as the maker, right? As the magician, as someone who is wise, who has manifested a lot. 10 of Pentacles, beautiful energy. How did you do that? Holding on to your principles, to what is important to you. There's a lot of integrity in the Four of Pentacles. Paid off big time, or I should say pays off big time. And you're just stepping into your new role, right? It's almost that you're beginning this new phase in spring 2026, where you finally arrive at yourself. The Magician is literally pointing, that's how it's laying basically, pointing towards the Hierophant. And you might be that Hierophant, that spiritual leader, someone who has learned something through the last 9-year cycle, right? And now you're going to apply it. And there's not one negative card. Look at that. Strength card seems to me what you have learned. Maybe when you think about 10 years ago, have you been insecure? Have you been easily triggered by outside stimuli? Right? When somebody came along, kind of played you to guilt, fear, shame, probably you reacted to it, you know, were easily manipulated, or how should I say this? Intimidated by guilt, fear, shame, you know, narcissistic abuse, but no more, right? So you know yourself, you learned a great big deal about yourself, and you're going to focus wisely. There's a lot of wisdom here in concentrating on what you want to create. And you're creating. There's the 10 of Pentacles. Can we just say wealth, abundance, and prosperity? That's the 10 of Pentacles. And on top of that 10 of Pentacles, you got the magician, right? And the magician is pointing towards the Hierophant, which is another great arcana card. Very powerful, very much. You're becoming some sort of a leader, or you're kind of stepping into a self-actualized version of yourself. And you know yourself. You're no longer triggered by guilt, fear, shame. You're no longer triggered by, people playing you. And that also includes, now you're no longer triggered by your own impulses, right? This line here represents a fierce, fiery, passionate, violent almost. This line could eat that lady, right? And there are two cards with infinity symbols. And you got both of these cards. That's the Strength card and the Magician. So you're really tapping into your greater purpose. That's what it is, right? I mean, the Hierophant is here. And you're totally manifesting this. It's just happening. It's just, finally, it's happening. And in the past, you just upheld your principle, so much integrity, so much authenticity. And now your ships are rolling in. Things are going to happen. Cooperation. Beautiful. And the Queen of Wands, you're laser focused on your goal, what you want to create. You're not trying to force things. Everything is flowing instead. Queen of Wands is also working with your subconscious energy, right? So the Strength card is also talking about being in control and resting within yourself, cultivating inner peace and creating from that inner peace and wisdom that you have achieved throughout the last cycle that you totally finished successfully. But there was a tower in the last cycle. So in the last 9 years, a lot happened, right? Think about the last 9 years, the last 10 years maybe. Where have you been 10 years ago? And how have you been 10 years ago? The Magician, right, shows up again, clarifying the first aspect of your reading here. Two of Cups, making peace with the world as it is, and that also talks about the Strength card. There are lions in this world, there are toxic people, there are narcissists in this world. Just make peace with that fact, because you can't change the world. You can only change yourself, and you are doing that. You did that, actually. You learned that. So you're no longer trying to fight the lion. If this lady would fight the lion, right, she would lose. But you're making peace with the lion. You're making peace with the world. And if you make peace with the world, you can only make peace with the world if you make peace with yourself. And there we are again, back at inner peace. The Queen of Wands, manifestation from your subconsciousness, wisdom, divine wisdom, knowing yourself and creating from that inner peace, and that knowledge of what you want and what is important for you. Beautiful. One more. There's the Moon card. What was I talking about, right? You co-creating with the universe, you co-creating that abundance of the Ten of Pentacles. And that's a 10 of Pentacles, right? Connected with your subconsciousness through the Magician. So you're manifesting, pointing towards the Hierophant. You learned a lot about yourself, and whenever you are triggered, whenever you are in a kind of emotional state, right, where people or situations try to make you turn your mind into a reactive state of consciousness, right? If someone's triggering you, if someone is provoking you, if someone is trying to fight you or offer you a fight, right? Just say no. You know, you're not fighting. You're not jumping down into the mud with the pigs. They can't come up to you, to your level. So they need you to come down to their level, into the mud. Sacred Earth showing up again and again and again. Sacred Earth reminding you that you are part of this creation, that you are an essential part of this creation. James Baldwin is reminding you that you have every right to be you, to be here, right? To be happy, to be in abundance, to create what is important to you. And never let anybody talk you out of this. Do not justify yourself. Do not defend yourself. Do not engage in toxicity. Do not take the bait of narcissistic people. Do not personalize that, right? It's not about you. There are toxic people in this world who just need to spread negativity. They need to, they're so much in disharmony with themselves, right? That they need to externalize it and make it about other people, because otherwise they can't stand themselves. But you can't change these people. They are there, that's the world. That's pretty much this Two of Cups clarifying the Strengths card. Just let the world be the world. Look at the world as it is. You've learned a great deal about how the world is. You made peace with it, and you're focusing all of your energy not on fighting the old system, as toxic as it is. Sometimes you have to stand up for yourself, you know. That is okay, that is necessary sometimes, but not in a dirty fighting way, not in a way that you try to fight the entire old system. No, we need you to build a new system, and that's what you're focusing on. You got the world in your hand. You know about the duality of light and shadow, right? We don't need to talk about good and evil, but there's certainly light and shadow, right? And just to make peace with that and choose the light, not negating your shadow, taming your own shadow. And from that, there's so much wisdom in here, so much focus, determination, working with your subconscious energy. And it took me many years of vomiting up all the filth I'd been taught about myself and half believed before I was able to walk on this earth as though I had a right to be here. That's James Baldwin. And you have a right to be here. You're a divine part of this creation, and you have a right to be here, and let nobody talk you out of it. Maybe that's what you've learned in the last 10 years. Big 10-year developmental cycle ending. This is the new start. It's the spring 2026. I'm so happy. Just remember 2025 and the last years, they were probably pretty intense. You're going to meet good people. You're going forward in this new consciousness. You're creating from self-love and self-respect. And it's just you just trust the great mystery, whale spirit. And I'm going to read this because I don't think I have read that often enough, so I don't really know what this is about. Weaving your dreams into the fabric of life begins with a single thread of intention, and then spirit joins you as your co-weaving partner. Okay, weaving your dreams into the fabric of life begins with a single thread of intention, and then spirit joins you as your co-weaving partner. Co-creating with spirit, beautiful. Take but a single step to make your dream a reality, and spirit will take 10 towards you. For the universe is designed to support your dream waving. Oh no, that's 60. No, that's the wrong one. Let's just see. 65. That was Spider Spirit. Sorry. But it's nonetheless super true. But that's Whale Spirit. Whale Spirit is an ancient creature who was here at the beginning of time and who has seen everything, felt everything, heard everything that has never transpired on this planet, that has ever transpired on this planet, in the hidden realms where all things must gather first before manifesting into form. Whale Spirit is the keeper, singing the soul of the whole world from the deepest waters of the coldest seas. When Whale Spirit appears, it is a reminder that there's a great mystery that you must accept without intellectually trying to understand it. Some things cannot be known by the mind, only experienced through the heart. Through intuition and through the peripheral senses that part the invisible whales, separating the visible world from the great manifesting consciousness in the hidden realms. Now is the time for you to immerse yourself in the great mystery of spirit and to trust that within the invisible, what you can't see now are the seeds of your intention being tended to by the angels. And this is pretty much what Spider Spirit was talking about. You're co-creating with spirit. There's the, 10 of Pentacles. There's the subconscious energy with the moon card. And you're co-creating with that. And there is one practice that I recommend whenever you are challenged, whenever you lose your balance, whenever you are tested, right? Tempted or tested, right? You do breath work. 5 seconds in, 10 seconds out. Or 3 seconds in, 6 seconds out. Most important, you breathe in and the out breath should be 2 times the in breath. So you breathe out longer than you breathe in. That's very important to release negativity. If you are in a challenging mindset, right? If you don't feel well, if somebody is triggering you, if someone is trying to provoke you, if you have a difficult situation to deal with, you breathe out longer and you breathe in. You do that for 15 minutes, half an hour if sometimes you need it, right? Do that every day. Make it a practice, make it a habit, make it a spiritual practice. Just as you make, sport or fitness, a physical practice, make that a spiritual practice. If you've never done it, start with 5 minutes. 5 minutes breath work every day. And 5 minutes of meditation, just sitting still. And then you're connecting with this mystery, with that which is beyond understanding, And there is always something beyond understanding, and you're co-creating with that. And you're co-creating with that. You're not fighting that. That's also a symbol for the lion here, the subconscious energy. Everything that is out of your control, that's external people, forces, you can't control the world. You cannot control the subconsciousness. You cannot control other people. You cannot control world politics. You can waste all of your energy by crying about that or fighting that, but it's like fighting windmills. So instead of that, you clean your energy with breath work. 5 seconds in, 10 seconds out, and all the negativity is released. You can also do that sacred earth. Connect with nature, go for long walks, walk barefoot in the grass, something like that, to connect with that. And just accept that there are things that you cannot change, that there are things that you cannot control. And why should you try to control what you cannot control? So focus all of that, what you can control, on your vision, your ideas, your focus. You got a plan. You want to do something. You held on to something. There's a lot of integrity here. There's a lot of authenticity here. You got a plan. 2 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles. And in spring 2026, you're laser focused on that. You're not diverted or distracted from that plan, but you're co-creating with spirit. You're trusting the mystery. You're working with your subconsciousness. And that's how it's going to end. That's the Ten of Pentacles, that's wealth, abundance, and prosperity. And you just being very mature in your spirituality, in your creation. You are making it happen. That's the message here. And you're making it happen to spiritual peace, inner peace, protecting your inner peace. And then you're going one step at a time. And then you're going to meet good people to co-create whatever your heart desires. And you're going to get it. That's a beautiful spring reading. And I hope it resonates with you. And if it does, share, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about it. And hopefully see you next time. Now, Daya. Ciao.